So let's take a look at the first tick on the index. 21,800 is what we're seeing on the Nifty. So holding up with a bit of gains, 20 points in the green for the index. But for now, I think the advanced decline ratio also looking pretty good.
No, I think we'll just have the rates up for you. We've got what, 7 points. So it's an absolutely flat kind of a start is what we have coming up on the screen. The Nifty Bank is down about 16, 17 points, and advanced decline, as Sonia said, more gainers than losers. So let's put the spotlight on stocks. Sonia has walked over to the wall. Sonia, over to you.
Well, thanks a lot for that. Since the market is very flat, right, I thought let's take a look at some of the individual stocks and how they're shaping up. First up, we have Tata Power, which the earnings were muted, as we told you, and the stock has had a big run-up, so there's a bit of profit-taking that we're seeing there. Revenue growth for Tata Power was barely about 4%. Moving on to, there were many downgrades, by the way, that came in on Tata Power as well, so just keep an eye out on that stock. ONGC is the other heavyweight that reported its numbers. The numbers were fine, but the stock is seeing some profit-taking, down almost about 2%, in line with its revenues, which fell about 1% as well. Hero MotoCorp, take a look at that, 3% lower. As we've been telling you, the numbers were good, but the stock has also run up about 60% in the last 6 months. So there you have it, Hero MotoCorp now reacting to some pressure over there. Apart from that, good numbers coming in from Honasa. That really is, the space to be in, these new age tech companies, these new listings, etc. Honasa up almost about 7%. Industry leading growth, almost a 30% top line growth. Moving on to PI Industries, good set of numbers coming in over there. The EBITDA was up, the margins have improved, but the stock is coming in for a little bit of profit taking. In the pharmaceutical space, the space to watch is Aurobindo Pharma. The numbers, the US numbers were a record high, and overall as well, margins have improved. Aurobindo is up almost about 3%, looking pretty good. And as you were talking about Paytm, right, I definitely think some relief rally will come through on Paytm. How long it lasts, time will tell. But for now, the committee has been set up with Mr. Damodaran heading that particular committee for compliance, etc. So Paytm in the green. Indigo Paints, by the way, reported a very good set of numbers as well. So that stock too is in the green, up about 2.5%. But largely, you'd have to say for the market, the Nifty is very, very flat. It's facing a bit of resistance at that 22,000 mark. And here is the problem pocket for the Nifty, right? The Nifty Bank, which is down about 80 odd points. I did see some amount of selling pressure into names like SBI, etc. So do keep an eye out on that. Little bit of profit taking is what you're seeing. Otherwise, it's a very, very flat opening for the market. Back to you guys.
Well, that's right. From the broader market, some of these government-owned companies are taking it on the chin. SJV and the stock is down close to around 10% as we speak. IRDA, that hit 215 rupees just a few days ago. That's come down to around 170 rupees. So a big amount of selling on that one. You have MMTC as well. That as well has done a U-turn. That's down close to around 5% as we speak. What's doing well? Bandhan Bank, some kind of queries with regard to the slippages, but for the time being, the stock has opened up well in the green, so that's up close to around a percent or thereabouts. What's down? MCX and Tata Power, both of them reacting to their numbers, giving them company on the downside. You have Alchem Laboratories that's down close to around 5%. United Breweries is now down close to around 2% as well. And on the flip side, you have Strides that's giving Auto Pharma company on the upside, and Z as well. After a good move, well, it's seeing some bit of follow through. That's up close to around 2% as we speak. So, fair bit of movement in the broader markets, while the headline index is as flat as can be. Prashant?
All right. Well, it's a vibrant start on the broader markets, right? So, yeah, as you said, SJVN is the top loser. It's down 9% with humongous volumes, 128 on SJVN coming through. NHPC is at the number 2 position in terms of volume-led declines. Market breadth is negative, not by much, but about 200 stocks. But NHPC is about 93. IRFC is down 4%. So remember on Friday, the public sector space saw some pullback. It didn't end at the day's low, but it was down 1.5% or so. Hero MotoCorp, we mentioned, is down 4%. Sudarshan mentioned Amber, which reported a decline on muted numbers. The stock's down 8% to begin the day, 3,800 on Amber Enterprises. More PSUs. IRDA, 5 lower. NBCC, about 3% lower. And Alchem is down about 5%. Midhani, Mishra Dhatu is another sort of company which Sudarshan mentioned as part of his results link. That's down 6%. I mean, there's a sharp compression in margins as well. That's coming down with about a 6% cut. New India Assurance, right? We just heard from GIC-RE. New India Assurance is down 2%. Tourism Finance Corporation is down 3%. Sobha is down about 5%, 5.5%. So, right out of the gates, lots of stuff moving. And it's a pretty vibrant screen that we have. TRF on the upside. TRF has been moving up very sharply. 2 days, 3 days back, stock was at about 270. It's at 470 now. That's the kind of move in 3 or 4 days flat. It's up another 9% this morning. Parag Milk reported numbers, I think on Thursday afternoon, was it 3.5 higher on Parag Milk. Birla Corp had a sharp move on Friday. It's up another 3% this morning. We had the management with us as well on Friday after the earnings. KCP, one of those big underperformers, had an 8-9% move on Friday. It's up another 3-4%. So, we'll come back to more stocks on the upside. But as I said, it's a pretty vibrant screen all around, right, at the word go. Although the Nifty is also, by the way, up about 34 odd points or so.